Hey everybody, my name is Chef Tito and welcome back to my new cooking channel. Today we're going to be making the Puerto Rican dish called Carne Frita, also known as Nasitas de Puerco, which is basically going to be fried pork accompanied by some fried plantains, also known as Tostones. Pretty simple dish, a couple of ingredients which I'm going to list in the description below. And let's start with our prepping. So to start this off, we're going to be using 1.5 pounds of pork, accompanied by 3 cloves of garlic. We have some garlic powder, oregano, some pepper, salt to taste, adobo, some onion powder, parsley, some vinegar, lime juice, brown sugar, and this is my pilon, which we're going to be using to crush the garlic in. So, let's start off with that one. And pretty much it's just literally smashing it until it becomes somewhat of a puree. You could dice this too if you want. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I've always used a pilon, so I like doing it this way. I feel like get the best results. Once we're done with that, we're going to put it in our garlic and start adding our dry ingredients. Alright, so now that our garlic is nice and smashed up, we're going to add that to our pork. And now we're going to add our tablespoon of garlic. Also oregano. Black pepper. Salt to taste. And not too much of the salt because we're also using adobo, which is very salty as it is. And some onion powder, which is going to be, this is all going to be, again, it's going to be in the description of how much you're going to use. I don't really measure exactly, but I'm going to break it down for you guys in case you need the exact measurements. We also have some parsley that we're going to use here, not too much. And now we're going to use some vinegar. This is going to be about 1/4 tablespoon. And a little bit of lime juice. It's actually optional. I actually also did some diced cilantro that I'm going to throw in there. Some people don't like it. I don't understand why. I love cilantro and I prefer it in most of my dishes, so I threw a little bit of that in there too. And now we're going to just take this and we're going to combine all the ingredients to let it marinate. Just make sure everything's combined nicely. And what you want to do is at least for an hour, if not 3 hours. And if you really want like that strong flavor, then I would just do overnight. For now, we're gonna do for about 3 hours, and I'll be back. All right, so now that our pork is marinated, we're gonna start putting that into the pan. I'm gonna use a little bit of brown sugar. That's gonna be for basically giving it some color. Not too much. We don't want it like too sugary either. And we're gonna mix that in with the oil, and then begin to throw our pork in there. Alright, so for about 2 minutes, we're going to stir this. And then what we're going to do is add 1.5 cups of water. Give me 1 second. And we're also going to add a little bit of our lime juice to the mixture. We're going to give it a quick stir, and then we're going to cover this basically until the water is all evaporated from the pork. Alright guys, so now that we have pretty much all the water evaporated out of our pan, we're going to remove this, and we're going to put it into a glass bowl, in my case, and set it aside, and we're going to work on our tostones, which is going to be served on the side of this dish. Alright guys, so our pork is ready to go. In the meantime, what we're going to be doing is making the tostones. So what you want to do with that is cut the sides off your plantain. We're going to be using 2. And I didn't even want these today for once in my life, but because they're going more on the sweetened side, basically what happens is the more that plantains sit out, they start to become a little blacker, like this. And they become yellow, and that becomes my noodles basically, which is a sweet plantain, more like a dessert type of thing. So give me 1 second. And we're gonna start peeling this. What you wanna do is take your knife, and you wanna get the skin, put your knife through. Don't go all the way in, just enough to actually get the skin. And start taking your knife and prying the outside of it. And it should come right out. If you have any problems with this, I put in my first video that you could take it and put it under warm water, which does help a lot. These have been sitting out, so like this is pretty much room temperature, which makes the skin come off a lot easier. And I will also mention again that sometimes peeling these, they make your fingers black. So if you don't want your fingers black and you don't want to be scrubbing too much, then maybe you might want to consider putting on some gloves. If not, then hey, do it the way you got to do it. So this is pretty much about to be done. There you go, that's what you want. And we'll work on the second one, same process. Just take your knife, slide it down, and then take your knife and kind of push the outside of the skin off so that you can start beginning to peel. Take your finger, go in there. Some people cut it on different corners. I just want to do it one time as a cut and then just start going until I get everything off. All right. And now you start cutting it. What you want to do is cut it into maybe like 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch. Depends on how big you want them. I have no serious preference with it. The way you see me cutting them right now is pretty much how I usually cut them. I cut them at an angle. You don't have to do that either. It's all preference. And I'll just cut that little part off. All right. And what you want to basically do with this now is once they're cut, you're going to put them into your oil, and you're going to deep fry those as well for approximately about 5 minutes until they're pretty much golden. And then you're going to take them back out. You're going to smash them and dip them back in there again to fry twice. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes, and what we're gonna do now is take these plantains out because they are ready to be crushed. As you can see, they are a nice golden color, yellow, whatever you wanna call it. All I know is they are ready to be crushed. And when you start crushing these, you could pretty much use whatever you want to get the job done. I'm gonna go this way, buddy. Be careful. Some people use the plantain smashers, or in my case, I like to use, man, I'm ghetto, I like to use cans. So don't judge me, but it works, let's get the job done, you know? So what you wanna do is make sure that you have a little bit of oil on your cutting board or whatever you're using. Also, put some oil on here so that way when it's smashed together, it's not sticking and falling apart. And this is very simple. All you do is take your, whatever you want to use, again I'm using a can, smash them, turn it, and this is pretty much good to go. I'm going to do the same thing for all of them, and I will come back because we are going to basically deep fry this twice. And then, you know, as we're deep frying this twice, we're going to start actually taking our pork that we have set aside and we're going to deep fry that as well. Okay, everybody, so this is basically what it's supposed to look like once everything is smashed up. We have our pork that's been waiting to get deep fried this entire time. And like I said, what we're going to do is take these plantains, and again, this is the color that you want them to be. You don't want them to be any darker. You want them to be nice, yellow, golden, whatever you want to call it. And these things are going to go into the frying pan to fry twice. All right, so this is where everything comes together. We're going to start taking our pork. And I have my oil that's very hot in this case. You want this oil to be super hot because what you're trying to do is basically give the outside a good crisp while the inside is still nice and tender. I'm gonna put these in. Not too much. Just looking from time to time. You want these to be nice and crispy on the outside, again, and nice and tender on the inside. And while we're doing that, we're gonna take our plantains and deep fry these also. Make sure you guys have a plate ready because this is gonna be 1, 2, 3. And you might wanna use a spoon. This is not the most safest way to do it. You know, some of us are just a little bit more daring than others, but this is the way I do. I use my fingers and I put that stuff right inside the pan. With the plantains, you want to cook these only for about a minute or 2. Again, you want your heat on medium-high. Alright, so we got that. Pork should be just about ready to go. I would say no more than like 3 to 4 minutes on these. And again, just check them. Keep checking until the color is where you want it. Alright guys, so now our plantains are ready to go. I have them plated right here as well as our pork. We're going to add just a pinch of salt on these tostones. Excuse me, buddy. And I also made, in the meantime, my ketchup mayo sauce, which is basically just ketchup, mayonnaise, some pepper, some crushed garlic, and cilantro. Again, it's a very simple recipe to make, so I didn't want to make a video about that. If you guys want me to make a video, I can. It takes literally a minute. Just put it in the comments and I'll definitely make it for you. So I'm going to put that in the middle right here, and then just start taking my pork and plating it around. A quick tip, these are going to look just a little different because I actually fried my pork in olive oil rather than like your regular vegetable oil. It's just something that I've been doing lately and it's been working pretty good. There really isn't that big of a difference in taste. It is a little difference in the color of it, but you know what? Olive oil is a little healthier, so if I'm going to deep fry, I'm going to deep fry in some olive oil. And this is basically going to be it. I sprinkled a little bit of parsley on there. I'll put a little bit more right now. And I want to just give a big shout out to my son Camilo because he again has been recording this with me and being very patient. Okay, and this is basically your dish, man. It's very simple. Carne Frita con Tostones, which is basically fried pork and green plantains. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's taste it. You ready to taste it, man?
Yeah.
Alright guys, so this is another view of the plate that I made for you guys today. Again, this is called Carne Frita con Tostones with a little bit of my ketchup mayo sauce that I made for you guys. This is also known as fried pork chop and fried green plantains. If you guys like this video, please support me by liking, comment, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And you can also head over to Instagram at Chef Untitled and give me a follow and turn notifications on. Buen provecho, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys. Have a good one.